If there is a God, wouldn't it be our obligation to be thankful and to be happy? I know that's a real question, honestly, I've been thinking about lately. And I came up with this idea about 6 months to a year ago, and it really has transformed my life for the better, honestly. So basically, the way that I've been looking at things lately is, let's say there is a God, a creator, which I definitely believe in, and let's say that he is the king of the universe, which I believe in, then I think it's our obligation to live like princes and princesses. In the sense that, like, we should focus on living our best lives. Like, regardless of whether the world is a certain way or isn't a certain way, yeah, there's a lot of suffering in the world, no doubt about that. There's a lot of anger and resentment and war and terrible things going on. But on an individual level, I believe firmly that every single day we're obligated to live our best lives, in the sense of being grateful, being extremely thankful, and being in the moment with the existence of God and the universe. And that's the way I've been looking at it. It's kind of my obligation to live my best life. And that's why I've given up on shame and guilt and anxiety about maybe if I go places too much, or I'm lacking in work, or I'm not trying hard enough in certain aspects of my life. I've given up on all that because it's my obligation to live my best life, how I want to live it. God, if God created us, or the universe created us, then I believe the universe or God wants us to be content and be happy and live in the moment. So I think it is our obligation to honestly live our best lives. And to me, that means being happy, being grateful, teaching others, helping our communities out. And I think that's how the world could and should become a better place. I mean, like I said, if something created something else, wouldn't it be the thing that was created duty to live in its natural form the best way possible? And I really believe that that's something we should look into and think about. Like, with all the despair going on in the world that we're dealing with and all the problems that we're dealing with, if we can sit back in the moment and just realize that, yeah, God did create us to enjoy this world, to look around and have eyes to see beautiful nature and trees and whatnot, and ears to hear, listen to beautiful music, the birds chirping. I think it's our duty to enjoy those things, to enjoy the senses. God gave us senses, so I think it's our duty to enjoy them and to use them to our best capability as human beings. I mean, if he wanted it a different way, he would have created it a different way, I suppose. So I think there's a lot of guilt and shame in enjoying ourselves, especially in the country, the United States, where I'm located. I feel like there's this taboo of taking time off of work and not hustling and not going as hard as possible. And I'm like, no, that's not the way. The way is to be present in the moment and to be grateful and to be thinking about things the way that I suppose God would want you to think about things, in a compassionate, slow, methodical, cheerful way. And I really believe that's the way that we get back to a benevolent world that we can live in and we should strive for. Because if that's a possibility, if all the grand possibilities of the world exist that we can live in harmony and live in unity with creation and each other, then I think it's our obligation to try that right now. And I know that we're probably not going to achieve that in this moment unless we gain some kind of crazy spiritual awakening on a grand scale. But it's our duty to try our best every single day, to give it our all, to stand up and say, you know what? If I'm the one person that's not going to go along with all the nihilism and materialism, and I can live outside and say, I'm thankful for what I have right now. I'm thankful to be able to look at the sky and the clouds and have the soft grass beneath my feet and to drink clean water and take everything that God has given us and use it to my advantage. And yeah, I think we should do that. I mean, that sounds like a logical idea to me. Instead, I think we have distorted a lot of, well, I know we've distorted almost everything that God has given us and the creator of the universe has given us. And I think that's where a lot of our problems come from. So, yeah, this thought that I've had that it's our obligation to live our best lives, it really has challenged me to become the best version of myself every day because God wants us to be happy. God wants us to have fun and enjoy ourselves and enjoy the company of other people. And as the late great Alan Watts said, and I'm summarizing here, so don't take this as verbatim, but the problem with people is that they take seriously what God gave for fun. And that really strikes me as true. This whole world is kind of like an amusement park for us that God created. And there's traps along the way, and there's all such crazy carnival rides along the way, and fun houses that we can get into and get stuck in. But ultimately, it's kind of just a place to go and enjoy ourselves and experience the world. And yeah, so I'm going to keep doing that. And I hope you come along with me on this wild ride that we call life.